Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Earthlings, wherever you are in the world. And to our friends and Earthlings in Cuba, buenos dias to everyone. And I am Emmanuel Feliciano, and I am the creative content head of Miss Earth Crown. And welcome to another episode of Miss Earth Crown interview series for the Miss Earth Pageant 2023. As you may have watched, we have had gorgeous ladies, not only beautiful outside, but also inside in their heart and in their advocacies. And tonight, we are going to interview one more Earth Queen who's going to show us the beauty and the cause that she's carrying with her. But not without introducing, of course, my partner. Today, we are joined by Miss Earth Crown's Chief Correspondent, Alfonso Sabilano. Hello, Noy!
Hello, Earthlings! Hello, Emman! Isang makakalikasang gabi po sa ating lahat. Good evening to everyone. Emman is right. This is, I think, episode 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Already,
right?
That's true.
Already of our MEC interview series for Miss Earth 2023. And that means that we are inching our way towards the coronation for Miss Earth 2023 in Vietnam. I know you guys are all excited. And you are also excited to talk to yet another Earth Queen coming from Cuba this time around, right, Ems?
That is true. Okay, so today we are going to be graced by the beauty. She has I think one of the most beautiful smiles. We actually told her
Yes.
backstage. We'll see that just in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, our Miss Earth Cuba 2023, Aleida Josefa Perez.
Yee!
Hello.
Hello, everyone. And
How
thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for being with us. How are you, Queen Aleida?
I am doing very well, excited to represent my country right now. And not only that, but state my advocacy, which is something very important, especially in Miss Earth.
That is true. So for people
Yes.
who are watching live or going to watch this on replay later on, then you have to stay tuned throughout the whole thing because it's going to be fun and of course heartfelt, right? But can I just comment, when we see queens, beautiful queens on picture, and then we see them live in action, when they're even more beautiful. Aleida is one of those queens who's like even more beautiful in
Yes.
action. And I know that a lot of people agree.
We agree.
Speaking of agreeing, we now have one comment from YouTube because we are live on Facebook and YouTube from Ralph. Ralph, good morning to my friends in Team Miss Earthground and to my friend Aleida. Good morning, Ralph. Hello. Thank you very much for joining.
Good morning. Hi, Raul.
There you
This
go.
is
Kisses from Aleida. Thank you so much. So now it is time to start. Okay. Of course, before we proceed, we are going to warm up a little bit because right now we are going to um, get to know our queen a little bit more. And in that case, we are going to play a game. Okay, well, not really a game. It's a game that, tests our queen's wit and, of course, quick thinking. And this is what we call this or that. Now, for our this or that portion, we are going to show some categories, okay? And each category has two choices, and what Aleida has to do is to choose quickly between these two options and explain to us a little bit why she chose that. All right, are you ready?
excited. Let's go.
Okay,
Yay.
there you go. So let's do some fast talk. All right, the first thing that we're going to ask you to choose is this, Aleida: the beach or the mountain?
This is very difficult because the beach is Cuba has one of the most beautiful beaches, which is Varadero. But
We
I'm
know.
also a very naturey person, so but I'm gonna go with the beach, and because it is the fast talk, my reason is Varadero is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and being from Cuba, what else would I pick? I love the beach and especially Varadero.
There you go.
Wow.
Now it makes me want to go to Cuba, to Vadadero.
Thinking
So,
your M's.
right, that's true. Okay, so the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, for Aleida. How about you, Earthlings? What is your choice? Now let's go to the next one. Here we go. So, Aleida, to be invisible or to read people's minds?
I would say to read people's minds because sometimes there's miscommunication because we do not understand where the person is coming from. But if we have the ability to read a person's mind, we would have a better communication, a better understanding from where that person is coming from.
That is
Mm.
amazing. Guys, and this is only just the warming up round, but look at how
Correct.
queenly how Aleida's answer is already, and so we can't wait to get to the next one. Definitely reading people's mind. I would choose that too, right? Let's go to the next one. Our next category is this: casual clothes or evening gown. We see that smile. Why?
Evening gown, all the way. Although it is nice to dress in casual clothes, I am a pageant girl and I love the portion of the evening gown, feeling like a little princess, the sparkle, the shiny. So all the way evening gown, without a doubt.
Yes, that's true. I love Aleida owning her pageant girl persona, yeah, and being elegant in the evening gown. Thank you very much, right? I think some people are commenting their choices already. Let's get to that later. But for now, let's look at this one. Aleida, love or crown?
Wow.
I would say love. because if you don't have love for your crown, then what is the point of a crown?
Oh,
So, in my opinion, love is what carries a person. It's what makes you act with kindness. It's what leads you in this world. So, without a doubt, I would also say love.
oh my God. Sorry, guys. We right. You know, this is what's wonderful about our interviews, because we get to discover how great, right, our queens are, not only in beauty but also, the way they think and the way they explain their feelings. And we have one more for you, Aleida. This one. How about this one? Beauty or costs?
So, this goes hand in hand with like the love and crown question.
Mm-hmm,
I would say cause.
mm-hmm,
Because if you're beautiful, but you don't have a purpose, and what you, there's no correlation with that. Let's say, like for Miss Earth,
mm-hmm,
your cause is what helps like a person, and I think that's a greater effect
mm-hmm.
than having beauty.
Yeah,
You can, for me, there's beauty in helping someone else.
that is right. Thank you very much.
Wow.
What can you say, Noy?
Wow, it's just the first round of our activities or our segments for our interview for today. But then we're getting to know a little bit more about Queen Aleida. So, Earth Days, if you have any of your questions or any of your fast talk questions for our Queen right now, maybe we can see if some of the comments ends from coming from our
Yes,
guest
of
right
course.
now.
Here to support is, of course, the organization Miss Earth
Wow.
Cuba. Thank you very much to Miss Earth Cuba's staff and national director for allowing Aleida to be with us
Yes.
right now. And of course, Fatima Rosario Coelho is already shouting out Miss Earth Cuba 2023 right there. Thank you very much for the support. Okay, there you go. So more. And later, just like what Noy said, please post your comments on the comment section.
Correct.
Not only your comments, but your questions also. Please
Questions.
post your questions for Aleida so that later we can ask her those questions. But right now, we are going to our next one. So we got to know the smarts and the wit of Aleida through the fast talk segment. This time, let's get a little deeper because we have how do we say that? We have raided your Instagram account and chose some photos we thought were interesting, and we're going to show that to you. And please tell us a little bit about that photo, a memory or a background story about that photo. Ladies and gentlemen, Earthlings, this is Picture Perfect. All right. So we're going to show some photos, and please give us a background story of this photo. The first one is this.
Wow.
There
Look at
is
that.
actually an interesting story with this one. I had
Ooh.
never taken bathing suit pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and I had gone through this weight loss journey, and there was a point that I was just not comfortable with my body.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point where I was like, I worked really hard. I feel very comfortable with my body. I accept and love myself. And so I had the opportunity to work with a designer called Eddie.
Ooh.
And he asked me, would you like to wear one of my bathing suits? In which I was like, you know what? Yes. Like, I love you as a person and I would do this. I think I'm ready. And I did not expect the pictures to be so beautiful. I look radiating. And I believe that's because I was comfortable under my skin. So this picture, I am very proud. If you see, that's my first and one and only bathing picture, bathing suit picture in my Instagram. And it's that story of like, it was my first bathing suit photo shoot. I was very
Mm,
proud, very excited.
wow.
Look at that. Look at how gorgeous. Yes, you are definitely gorgeous. And we love that you're comfortable under your skin right now. So we are so proud of you for being that. So thank you very much. Like that photo sparks inspiration definitely
Correct.
for everyone.
Correct.
Let's see that right, Noy? That
Yes,
is
I'd just
amazing.
like to do like a short follow up on that one. If someone who is undergoing a weight loss journey or a body journey like what you have experienced, what would be your message to that young girl right now who's like
I,
second guessing herself?
I would say You don't need to love the number that shows on a weight scale. You need to love yourself. That number does not define you. And that's what it took me this journey. It was that number does not represent anything. It's the number of I have in my heart. If that number is a number I'm happy with, then that's what matters. I should not confine to a standard because we all have different body types. I am 5'9". So on me, 125 pounds may look different from someone that's a different height. So we cannot say, oh, that number is what I need to be. We need to analyze ourselves, analyze our health above all, and see where that relates. If that's okay, I'm healthy, I am happy, and I love myself, that's all that matters, and
Right.
nothing else besides just your health, your happiness should matter in that case.
That is true.
Love it.
I totally agree, right? As long as you're healthy, because body types are different, but the way your body looks is not really is not really an indicator of your health. So so let's stop equating that with health. Thank you very much for that wonderful message. So to those to our Earthlings who are struggling with that, then that's a beautiful message from Leda. But that's not yet the end of our picture perfect round because our next photo is this. So from ravishing swimsuit to this very I think this is very special. So let's look at this one.
Wow.
So this picture, it was this tree I had seen, and my mom actually was the one that took this. So shout
Oh,
out to my mom. I saw this tree, and it was just stunning. It's a tree that goes all the way back, and I had
ooh,
never seen something like that. And I was like, Mom, like, I have to take a picture with this tree. Like, sometimes we see something beautiful, but we don't appreciate it. We don't take a
right.
time, a minute to be like, wow, that is a beautiful tree, or that is anything that you might be interested in. That's in general for everyone. We need to take time and say, it's okay. We like could take a minute or two and just absorb its beauty, be thankful in the moment. And that's what's happening in that picture.
That is so nice. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, you're definitely taking the moment with that photo. So I think that's also a great message to everybody who's like consumed with anything other than nature right now. That for social media, work, and everything, everybody's looking down, looking somewhere. So it's also good to look around and take a moment, just like the
Yeah.
latest said. And speaking of taking a moment, I think you took a moment, or whoever took this photo took a moment with this photo. Let's show the next one.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
Tell us about
So,
this photo. This is so interesting.
so this is a conservatory of butterflies, and they
Mm,
take care of butterflies in this specific place. And it was a butterfly that was a distance of, I want to say, 2, 3 feet.
okay.
And I thought it was so beautiful how you can see
It is.
every aspect of the butterfly and so close by. Sometimes we don't have the ability just because when do you come upon a butterfly so close? So I was like, if I had the opportunity, then what I could do is share. And that it's like the message of Miss Earth. Like if you see something that you could support, how you could support Earth, and maybe other people don't see it, what you can do is post it on social media and other people would see it and support it and just absorb the beauty of it.
That is correct. And thank you very much for sharing to us that wonderful photo, right? Sharing the beauty of nature. Advocating for it is also sharing the beauty of it. And that was perfectly done by you. Thank you so much. And that was our picture perfect round, right? Yay. Thank you very much. So we got to know Aleida's wit and confidence. And now we got to have a little view of her, or what she does with through her photos. And let's look at some of the comments of our Earthlings right now. And Michael Roman is saying, watching through YouTube. Thank you, Michael, for watching on YouTube. Great answer. Super witty. And then Yoli Perez is also shouting out, Miss Earth, Cuba. I think the CU that we're seeing, that is the flag, right? I'm sorry, but it won't show
Yeah.
on our stream,
It
but
is.
on
I see it, and it is the Cuban flag.
oh, there
And
you go.
hi, and thank you for supporting from Cuba.
Thank you very much. And then also we have a yes, Reina Orellana who's also watching on YouTube. Adiba Cuba,
I
Bella.
like
Yes,
that.
thank you. And then of course, wow, it's so nice. Reina is like a lot of like wonderful comments. Eh?
Aw,
Yeah,
thank you.
mamos. Yes, thank you very much. And Fatima,
También.
of
Lo amo.
course. And then Nicolene Ray is saying, "You look amazing, Miss Cuba." There you go. And thank you very much, Nicolene. Let's say hi to Nicolene there.
Hi.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And last for this round, yes, Yoli, of course, again. Yes. There you go. Thank you very much for everyone. Now, our Earthlings are here now already. Thank you very much for that. And now, you just showcased how you appreciate nature and share the beauty of nature through your photos, being in the moment with the tree, looking at the beauty of 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 a butterfly. I think this ties a little bit with your advocacy, right? You're like informing or educating people about the beauty of nature. So now let's go straight to your advocacy. So
Yeah.
now let's have our advocacy talk, right, Noy?
Yeah. So right now, of course, Alida, I'd like to talk about your advocacy. But first, of course, with this platform that we have right now, it's also a chance for you to talk about your country and what pressing environmental issues your country of Cuba is currently experiencing right now. Because, admittedly, I don't know much about what's happening with Cuba in terms of like the environmental issues or problems. Maybe we can walk us through a little bit about that. What are the issues or pressing matters that your country of Cuba is experiencing right now in terms of the environment?
The main issue is the lack of information. So
Mhm.
in this case, it's we might want to help, but people do not know the correct way of helping. Because we may have an idea, but the execution might harm Earth along the way. So the lack of education and proper knowledge is the main issue. At least in Cuba, for example, 18% of the working class in Cuba is the agriculture. And so there's not a way to guarantee that they know how to properly do it, how to properly execute without harming Earth, without harming our planet. So that is our main issue, and that is what we're trying to tackle, especially with my advocacy, which is promoting education, promoting proper ways on how to take care, how to promote not only our beautiful country of Cuba, but also the knowledge of helping our planet, because not only will that help ourselves right now, but it will help future generations along the way.
There you go. You know what? This is a really important matter that you raise because yes, because without the proper information, people have no idea how they can help or why they should help. Let's talk about a little bit more about your specific advocacy. In what way are you incorporating education in, let's say, the current oppressing environmental issues that your country is experiencing right now? And what have you done so far in terms of your advocacy?
So, my advocacy is promoting education. However, for the issue of education in my country, what I've done is gone to schools and
Mhm.
explain to children what are the proper ways to recycle, reduce, reuse. How do we use our R's in our daily life to help our planets? Because when kids are very excited and you make it a fun lesson, I can guarantee you they'll go home and say, Mom, Dad, look, I learned this. And they'll be like, you know what? Let's try to implement that on a daily basis to like help that like excitement of their child. And then without knowing, or let's say by coincidence, also parents are helping the planet because of something a child brought home. All we have to do is promote that education. So that is
Yeah.
what I do. However, my advocacy does not only rely on promoting environmental education, but just education in general. I am
Mhm.
a strong advocate for education because for myself, it has been a big part of my life. I
Yeah.
started going to college at 15, 16. I got my first degree at 18. At 20, I had gotten two others. And
Mm-hmm.
many doors have opened from I learned Arabic, being certified in Arabic, to traveling, to having great work opportunity and meeting great people because of education. However, I realized not everyone has those resources that I had. So for me, my goal in life and my advocacy is trying to go to every corner of this world to bring education to children. And how we do it is in a very sustainable way. We
Mhm.
work with other companies that, let's say, they have concrete and they're going to throw out some concrete because they just are going to throw it out. And instead of that, we use that. We recycle. We use that to build schools in rural countries, in areas that may not have a school because of resources, because of the lack resources of the government or just the city itself.
Wow, you know what? The way I heard you deliver your advocacy, I think there is a strong premium or a strong like highlight on you, working with like third world countries and how the third world is being shaped by all of these environmental problems. Maybe you can
Right.
tell us a little bit more the inspiration behind why you think it's important for third world countries to be given this kind of importance in terms of like environmental education.
Well, because there's so many things I could go. I'm really passionate about this, so I'm sorry
As
if
we
I
can see, yes,
We
yes.
love to hear it. We'd love to
Love
hear
to
it.
hear it, yes.
So, from one aspect, like I previously had said, it's our planet. If we don't have the education, we harm by accident. So it's not intentionally, it's just we do not know the proper way of doing. Secondly, it's there's so many bright minds I have met along this journey of my nonprofit that because of the lack of resources have not been able to continue their education.
Mm.
A lot of them want to help. A lot of them have great ideas. For example, I can give is we built a school in Nicaragua and it's in a very rural area. And a lot of them had farming ideas,
Mhm.
like very engineering ideas. However, they don't have the resources to go not even to high school. So my thought process goes, if they had the resources, if they had the proper knowledge, not only would they help themselves, but their communities. And this goes for generations because with the community they help, that helps another kid in return. So
Right.
building one school is not for just those 50, 60, 150 children. It's for families that will come from that child. It's from communities that child may help, and it's for future generations that may use the resources that will be created.
Wow, and you know what? There's also like one great mention. You know that that's a very wonderful thing that you've been doing so far. And one thing that also struck me was that you're also working with companies. You mentioned a while ago.
Hmm.
Maybe you can tell us like one specific fascinating project that you've had with a certain company that you think is like a great model for what we can do in our own country so far in terms of what we've been doing for your advocacy.
So one great company, well, I would say this is apart from like that, but what I've done with my advocacy is working with the city of Miami-Dade,
Hmm.
Mm.
which is a city that connects, like I said, a city.
That's
And
right.
it has all the resources. And what we have done is food drives
Hmm.
for the homeless. So
Wow.
with them, it's we work together hand in hand. And not only would they implement the ideas of putting the word out, but also help us in, for example, like what we did was we provided recyclable containers
Hmm.
for the food. So we provided food, but they could also use that for other food drives, for other, let's say, if they want for storage.
Hmm.
And then this goes because they have the availability to promote it on a greater scale. So that is one. For schools itself, we worked with a company called Honeyman
Hmm.
and for the school in Nicaragua, and they are a constructing company. They remodeled here in Miami. So we worked with them for the school of Nicaragua, and they had great connections of other companies that wanted to help. So it became a situation of not only, hey, I want to help because I recycle, but like I want to help because I love this message. I want to
Right.
help because I want to
Mm.
be
Right.
part of the future generations.
Hmm.
Well, you know what, Emma? Maybe you can like give your own comment on. But then, what I love about Aleida's own advocacy is that it's a really intentional way of like doing things and like promoting her advocacy. And you have really, really like, concrete steps that you've taken so far, right, Emma? What can think? What can say about that?
Yes, I agree with you, Noy. And what I love about it is that, education, providing education as an advocacy is not a one-off thing, right?
Yes,
Because that's
yeah,
why it's so nice that you're tying it up with sustainability, because education and sustainability should always go hand in hand, because the education you give now must be able to be passed on to the next generation and on to the next, so that educating one generation has an after effect. So thank you very
yeah,
much for that intentionality. You are right, non, that intentional, like
correct.
everything is
That's the
like,
term. Yes,
right,
exactly.
it's not like, okay, I want to inform people about taking care of the earth, but then after that I don't care anymore what's going to happen. It's not like that. It's with Aleida, it's just very intentional. This is what's going to happen, because I know that after that this is going to be the effect. So kudos to you, and congratulations on everything that you do, right?
And Emma, speaking of like intentions, of course, your main intention right now, Alivia, is of course to win the Miss Earth crown for 2023. If
Right.
ever it's going to happen, of course, it's not impossible. It's not impossible to happen. Seeing and hearing you right now, what would be your intentions in terms of your advocacy if ever you've been given the chance to win that crown? Put it in your head and reign for the next year as Miss Earth 2023.
As Miss Earth 2023, my main goal will be promoting education on a greater scale. Like I
Mhm.
said, a platform is very important. It will give
Yeah.
you a voice on a greater scale. So as much as I like helping, and like I help Nicaragua and Cuba, and right now we're helping Venezuela and Turkey, there's
Yeah.
certain areas I just do not have the platform,
Hmm.
but Miss Earth allows you to reach every corner of
Right.
the world.
Right.
So
That
for
is
me,
true.
that's what Miss Earth would be providing. It would be that platform. I would just be performing my advocacy on a greater scale. I would
Mhm.
love, 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 a dream of mine to build a school in every country, especially for kids that do not have it. So if Miss Earth could provide that, that is what I would be doing for the next
Mhm.
year.
Right. You know what I love about that, Nonoy? Aleida is already a Miss Earth at work. She's already working.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know, she's already reigning.
And
She just
just
needs a bigger.
imagine like the amount of work she's willing to do and gonna be able to do if you ever she wins that crown for 2023. Now, speaking of the crown, I know that we are going to switch to the fans right now.
Right.
Let's speak now of the competition. How excited are you, Alidia, to go to Vietnam in a few weeks and compete for that much coveted crown for Miss Earth 2023?
I believe words cannot explain how I feel because I can say I'm excited, I'm elated, like, but I do not believe any of those to how I really feel. It's
Right.
something I have always dreamed of. A little fun fact for me, I had always wanted to start competing at the age of 16.
Mm.
And my mom was like,
Wow.
no. My mom said, because during that time I was attending college
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
I was competing on a national level for medicine. And so my mom was like, you're competing in dance, you're competing in medical competitions nationally.
Correct.
I'll promise you something. Finish college and you'll have my full support. And I feel like that was just like jet fuel.
Yeah.
At
Yeah. Right.
18,
Right.
I got my first degree at 20. I was like, I'm getting two more. And like, I had finished my degrees at 20. And so I was like, Mom, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this has been a journey long waited for, that I am beyond excited. I am ready to give it my all. I'm ready to show not only who Aleida is, but the beautiful country of Cuba.
There you go.
First of all, Emma, good job to mom for
Yeah.
doing that deal with you.
Yeah.
now
That's
you
true.
have now
That's
you
true.
have a now you have a degree and now you're able to compete for Mr. 2023. One more question, Emma, before we go to the fans. Now we were fully aware of the great showing or performance of Cuba from last year's competition, right, in Miss Earth 2022. Is there any pressure, or what's your mindset right now going into Miss Earth 2023, given the great performance of your representative from last year for Miss Earth 2022?
Well, a big shout out to Shayla. I love her.
I love
Yay!
Kisses.
you, Queen.
And it's it is a pressure because she is such a role model, especially not only as her performance, but as a Cuban and an
Correct,
individual. She
correct.
does a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the pressure stands, but like there's this good phrase that says diamonds are made under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
for me, that's how I'm seeing it. I am grateful to have such a role model to look up to follow her steps, and hopefully a diamond is made on the end of this journey.
You are definitely, yeah, a diamond. Not already in the rough, but a diamond that has been cut and presented very, very well. So
Yeah.
congratulations on that. Yes, thank you very much, Noy, and thank you very much, Aleida, for that wonderful conversation and for letting us in on your advocacy and how sustainable education can be, right? Well,
Yes.
speaking of something sustainable, you know what? Something that keeps on going and going and going on is the request of the fans to bring back another segment. So right now, before we head to the actual fans questions,
Ah.
the questions of the Earthlings, we are going to go to a comeback of another segment that we have, and this is the hashtag round.
Like the preview of our
Right. Correct.
competition.
Of course, Miss
Yes.
Earth won't be Miss Earth without the hashtag round. And so now we're going to
Yes.
give you a dose of that. And I know that Aleida is going to ace this round. Okay. So we're giving you two hashtags that we have randomly chosen from our stash of so many hashtags. And we just like to give you, we will give you the floor to give a few explanation, your thoughts about it. All right. Are you ready? Okay. So now let's begin our hashtag round. Our first hashtag is this. Aleda, forest fire. Hashtag forest fire.
So for forest fire, it's something that we have to acknowledge and have the idea that like we need to protect. So sometimes forest fires are started by people not being conscious of
Mhm.
how a fire starts. It's something so simple.
That's
I know
true.
it's said, but a small fire that you might see doesn't end up just being a small fire.
Right.
It grows to being something that may get to a point that it's hard to stop.
Right.
And not only affects like the forest itself, which is what produces oxygen and keeps us alive, but it also affects those that live around it.
Hmm.
So, as a person, we not only need to think about those around, but what the implications of that is. So, for a forest fire, I believe that us as individuals, we need to be more conscious of not throwing away, like, for example, like cigarettes, something
Right.
so simple, but can start a small fire,
Right.
which in return can turn into a forest fire that's hard to contain, affects those around, and in the long run affects our forest, which is what keeps us with oxygen and healthy. So we have to
That's
be more conscious.
that is true. We gotta be more conscious, right? A simple spark can start a fire. Yeah. When you when you account that to forest fires, that's definitely not a very good idea. Now, thank you very much for answering that. Look at the comment section is like raining praises right now. We'll go to that later. But before that, let's go to our second hashtag. Something that's very timely, but also very, very important. It may not be oh well, I'll let you talk about it. Here we go. Here's our next hashtag. Hashtag war.
Yeah. So this is something that is very ongoing with a lot of parts of our world right now.
Yes.
And it's something that it's very difficult as a person to see, to
Mm.
endure,
Yeah.
because we would like to sometimes be in their heads and be like, stop. There's other ways we can handle this. I'm a person that believes in the idea of thinking with love. I do not see the purpose of attacking another human being for a message. That is something I do not believe in, especially with wars going on right now that affect individuals that are innocent, affect children, when all it would take is for those reigning the country, those presidents, governments to just sit down. It takes a lot of maturing, it takes a lot of understanding from those individuals, those governments, that they are able to sit down and converse. If they converse, negotiate, they wouldn't be in need to do these wars that affect the innocent.
That is amazing.
Okay.
You are absolutely right. And we stand with you on that, right? There's always something good that comes out of a conversation, a mature and two-way conversation. So thank you very much. And thank you so much for those wonderful insight. And that is, we want to go on and on and on because I feel like even if we talk all night, Aleida's just going to amaze us with whatever she's going to say. Unfortunately, we don't have all the time for that, but thank you so much for that wonderful hashtag round. Isn't she wonderful, guys? Let's look at the comment section right now, okay? Now it's raining questions already. They're ready. They're
Great,
very
great.
much ready. So I know that a lot of people are waving the flag of Cuba. It's just not shown here on our screen, but on the comment section on Facebook and YouTube, it's all over there. Yoli is like, hey, also kisses. And Malubay, A Datu. Long time no see, Malubay. Is also shouting out. Thank you very much. And Sam Zner, welcome back, Sam. Thank you very much.
Magaling.
Every episode, Sam is just here. So thank you very much. Magaling. Magaling, what's magaling in English, Noy?
Magaling is great.
Great, amazing, wonderful, right?
Amazing, wonderful.
There
She's
you go.
magaling. You're magaling,
You
Aleida.
are
Thank
magaling. Thank you
I'm gonna
very much.
Magaling.
Yes,
Yes,
magaling.
magaling.
Amazing,
Yeah.
wonderful, great. So many things you can say with just one Filipino word, magaling. And then of
Magaling.
course our um whoever's controlling our account right now, maybe our editor in chief. Nice advice, mom. Thank you very much. There you go. Thank
Yes,
you, thank
love
you.
you, mom.
Sarah is saying lovely, Miss Cuba. Thank you very much for all those. And now, guys, it is time for you to ask your questions because now our Earthlings take over. Okay, we hung up there a little bit, but
Yeah.
there you go. So sorry. So Michael says yes. There you go. Miss Earth, Cuba is amazing. Now let's go to your questions. Okay. So, oh, this was nice. Let's warm up with this from Nicolene Ray. Among all the elements, so maybe a fun question. Among all the elements of the earth, which is for you the most important?
In a symbolic way or in a nature way?
Maybe
So,
both. Can do. Yes.
so in a nature way, I would say earth. We believe in the element of earth. Let's say like the Miss Earth because
Yes.
it's the ground. It's what I've been trying to achieve. It's what I am going for and giving it my all. In a symbolic way, I say fire
Mm.
because it demonstrates how strong something is and powerful and how important it is. How it could be seen as something that's dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
but it actually is something of a daily life, how important it is, how we use heat to cook. It's something so small, but it just shows the importance of fire.
There you go. Look at that, right? That very simple question. Thank you so much for asking that, Nicolene. Thank you. Now, Aleda, a while ago, you and Noy talked about the pressing issues that Cuba is experiencing right now. But this time, another question about pressing issues, but on a different scale. So from John Magbanwa. John, welcome back. We missed you. Thank you very much for asking a question. To Miss Cuba, what is the most pressing issues that this generation is facing right now in terms
Wow.
of environment?
That's a great question.
So For me, it's the use of social, and I say this, there's a lot of issues, but because we're saying generation,
Yes.
I'm implementing things of this generation.
Yes.
And this it is the lack of using our voices for issues of environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have so much technology nowadays that previous generations didn't have.
Yeah.
However, we are not posting, we are not stating, we are not sharing the word of issues going on. And that is something that I have noticed not only within my social media, but those of around me. How our friends may post a picture of the beach, but they don't post all these issues of how we need to clean up our beaches, how we need to do cleanup shoreline cleanups. So we can use our voice as this generation when we have the resources.
That is amazing. There you go, right? Yeah, when we definitely, you know what? I agree. Now, while you were talking, I was like, we all we all express our voice. We see a lot of expressions of opinions on political issues, even entertainment issues, but we seldom see a lot of expression of opinions on the environment. Yeah, it's time we use social media for that very good purpose. And speaking of environment, Nicolene also wants to ask, as a beauty queen, what made you choose the Miss Earth system among
Okay,
other
so
pageants?
for me, it was like I previously had stated, my mom didn't let me. And so when I finally chose during that time, I had already started my nonprofit, Hearts and
Mhm.
Mind.
Right,
And
right.
my love for nonprofits, for helping others, had started at a young age of 16 when I had already been board member for other international nonprofits. So I was stating that, like, okay, if I'm going to start something that I love, it has to be with a big purpose. I don't want to just do it for, and a quote like what is stated, like the beauty, like just a beauty pageant. If I want to do it, it's with a purpose. And I was like, what bigger purpose than what I'm already doing, which is helping other individuals, helping the education, and doing it in a sustainable way.
Hmm.
And I felt Miss Earth was the perfect match for that, for what I was looking for. And
Yeah,
hopefully I'm what Miss Earth is looking for.
you are definitely, you fit the bill perfectly, I believe. Thank you very much. And we have another fan here who just wants to shout out. So, Ana Lisbeth Villariobo Gutierrez. Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. Now, here. Oh, this is a nice question. This is like an interview question for a job. Like Christian Apuya Reyes is like, it's like being Miss Earth is applying for a job, and Christian is like, Miss Earth is a very different among other pageants. Are you ready to immerse yourself to other people with other culture and get your hands dirty to plant more trees? Or, not only plant trees, but care for the environment in
Yeah.
general?
Well, and I'm guessing what Mr. Christian is saying is being hands on.
Yes.
And like I previously had stated, this is something that I love. I love being hands on with building schools, whether it's going out and doing food drives. I am very hands on. I like leading, I like being that voice for the unheard. So I am ready. I am beyond ready to continuously immerse myself in this mission and this advocacy if I were to win Miss Earth.
Thank you very much for that wonderful answer. And Christian, thank you very much for that wonderful question as well. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it, Earthlings. What a wonderful time with Aleida right now. It's like this is way more than we've expected. Like we were expecting a wonderful time, but now it was more than just a wonderful time. We learned a lot with our time with you. So thank you very much, Aleda, and our queen from Miss Earth Cuba 2023. Let's give everybody, Earthlings, let's give Aleda a big round of applause. So before we end, Aleda, we give you the floor now to ask for the Earthlings and your supporters how they can support you and what they can anticipate or watch out for in your journey towards the Miss Earth crown.
Yes. So, hello, Earthlings, and thank you, Emmanuel and Noy, for the platform, for allowing me to explain who I am, what my advocacy is, and my journey to Miss Earth. So thank you for that. And I state to the Earthlings, I ask kindly to continuously follow my journey to Miss Earth. I will be leaving to Miss Earth November 25th. So it's
Ooh.
coming up
Wow,
very
it's
soon.
so.
And so these upcoming weeks, I ask for you to follow us on social media, not only the Miss Earth Cuba page, but also my page, and see the journey of our national costume, our national tree, our bathing suit, maybe even evening gown.
Right,
and,
right.
uh,
That's true.
and above all of that, like, yes, I am competing for Miss Earth, but there's still a stronger message here, which is advocacy. So apart from Miss Earth, this advocacy will continue. My nonprofit helping schools will continue. So I kindly ask for you to follow this mission of my life, which is promoting education.
Thank you very much. And also, of course, do not forget, in order to follow Aleida's mission, please follow where she also expresses her mission on Miss Earth Cuba, and of course at Aleida.Josefa on Instagram and other platforms too, right? So Aleida is consistently on the list of hot picks during the last few categories, and for sure she's also going to make it to the hot lists and in the coming days, and we are going to watch out for that. We are very excited for you, right, Noy?
Yes, and speaking of what's up next for our Miss Earth Crown series for Miss Earth 2023, are actually going to have another interview this coming Saturday, I think, with Miss Earth Paraguay this time around. So
Yes.
please to
Oh,
watch out for that. After this wonderful interview tonight, we'll have another one this coming Saturday, only here on Miss Earth Crown for our coverage of Miss Earth 2023, right, Ems?
yes, that is right. And so that another great episode has come to an end. But of course, please do stay tuned for the updates that Miss Earth Crown will deliver. And maybe, Aleda, we might see you soon in Vietnam as well. We hope to see you there.
Yes.
So thank you very
Cannot
much.
wait.
Fingers
Yes, we
crossed.
cannot wait. Also, we cannot wait. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who joined us, ask questions, and engage with our Queen Aleida tonight. And once again, this in behalf of Noy and Aleida and the Miss Earth Crown team, this has been Emmanuel Feliciano. And see you again next time, Earthlings.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Have a great evening. Thank you, Miss Earth Cuba.
Thank